If you Google Seat, you'll know it's a Spanish brand. It's the largest supplier of cars in Spain. It's named after a Spanish city and its plant is somewhere near Barcelona. But in reality, there's absolutely nothing Spanish about this car, except for maybe its skin and badges. Back in 1986, long before I was born, Seat was bought over by Volkswagen. Now, I don't want to sound like a history teacher, so I'll just cut to the chase. Because of this, Seat uses the same MQB, which stands for Modular Queberkausten, I know I'm pronouncing this wrong, platform, which you get on the Audi A3 and the Volkswagen Golf, which also happens to be brands which are owned by the VW Group. They also share similar engines, so you will find a lot of similarities and comparisons throughout this video. So it's only appropriate we first focus on the Spaniard's skin, which I think looks great. Compared to the older Leons, especially the first two gens, this 4th gen iteration looks very focused and sharp. Nice LED lights, fog lights and DRLs, and instead of a boring chrome grille, you get this very nice metallic brush finish, and over here as well. Likewise on your wing mirrors. A very nice compact hot hatch layout. Now, I don't know about you, but I feel that C-segment cars, which are compact cars, should be hatchbacks. Yes, a C-segment sedan just looks a little out of shape. You get a light bar with paper clips at the edges. Dual exhaust vents, which are, you guessed it, fake. But I will give them points for effort. It does look nice. It actually feels a lot bigger on the inside, Look at this. You got a nice thick armrest with cup holders and aircon vents and a couple of USB ports, and I really expected this space to be smaller, so I am actually impressed. Now, you do get a transmission tunnel because, of course, this same MQB platform is used on the 4-wheel drive models as well. In the driver's seat, just like the other labels under VW, you are enveloped in the same German idea of synthetic futurism. This happens to be the FR model, which stands for Formula Racing. I know, don't ask. Now, there isn't a non-FR version for the Leon, but because of that, you actually get a flat bottom steering with the FR logo. You get red stitches on your seats and on your steering, and even the dual exhaust pipes we saw a while ago. That same brushed metallic finish here, which is a nice touch to have. And it's got a very minimalistic design. Yes, I think it's got a lot to do with the disappearing gear lever. And this 10-inch touchscreen infotainment is really, really good. Now, if you get a chance to play around with the features, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, and very important, this car comes with wireless Apple Carplay, Android Auto, and wireless charging. That's how it should be. It's kind of pointless if either of it is not wireless. And the wireless CarPlay is surprisingly stable. Just a couple of things I want to point out, which are this frame or the bezel, I just wish it was a little thinner so you kind of maximize the display space that you have. And these aircon temperature controls and even the volume controls. So you're supposed to slide to adjust, which honestly I'm just taking a while to get used to. Yeah, I just think we should stick to the simple things, like buttons and knobs. The quality of this digital dash is good, and you can play around with the different layouts, customize it to your liking. Plus, you get this wrap-around ambient light, which is pretty neat. This is actually a mild hybrid. Yes, so you get all the seamless stops, starts, and coastings and regenerative brakings, and there's even this 2-cylinder mode that appears every now and then. So I can tell there's a lot going on inside just so you can save money. And speaking of which, look at this. I've driven about 300 kilometers and I've averaged 6.8 liters per 100 clicks. And that is with a little bit of whacking. I'm not exactly sure what the weight of this car is, but I can tell you it feels light. Yeah. Whether you are taking off, braking hard, cornering up a multi-story car park, it just feels very light, very drivable. The suspension is tighter than usual, so it gives you this confidence, this feeling like you're in full control. All 250 Newton meters of this car's max torque comes in at a very early 1,500 RPM. So you will end up using about 70% of this car's acceleration doing daily driving and, NTUC shopping. And if you think about it, it's actually not a bad thing. In fact, that's how it should be, right? What's the point of power if you're not using it? Which will lead you to think, what's the powerful version of this car gonna feel like? And no, I'm not talking about the GTI or the Golf R. Man, I'm talking about the Cupra Leon. Just the sound of that makes me want to clench my fist and punch something. There are different driving modes in this car, but you don't need to know them. Just drive this. No fuss, no frill. There's lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control, collision warning. There's even an airbag in between the driver and the front passenger, in case you ever get T-boned. Now, don't get me wrong, you can do everything that I just mentioned on just about any car, but with this Leon, it just feels like the car was designed to do just that. Nothing more, nothing less. Simplicity at its best. When compared to a Golf or A3, this Leon is actually priced much lower at 119k. The difference is people buy a Seat and know they are not riding on hype. It's a Conti car, but a very humble one. I just think it deserves way more credit. And don't forget, the chassis, engine, gearbox, and the many readily available spare parts have all been tried, tested, and proven to work. So you can be different and safe at the same time. Ever had someone come to you and say, I want to buy a car, something that's nice. Yeah, not too expensive, not too fancy, something that's nice. Not too big, something you can travel to work and back, maybe your monthly grocery trips to, Tampines Giant. Something that's nice, not too complicated with high maintenance costs and loud. Something that's nice. And what's the first car you recommend him? But of course, it's a Nissan GT-R. No, I'm just kidding. It's this. This is nice. Try it. that's it from me, Jackie. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next episode.
Motorist